Hello, my friend, and I'm very glad you are here tonight. There is nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to go, and nothing you need to remember. You can simply rest and allow your body to grow heavy as your breathing becomes slow and natural. Tonight, we are gently traveling far back in time to a place where life moved more slowly, where cities breathed quietly, and where stone, water, and earth existed in calm harmony. This is the world of the Indus Valley Civilization. But there is no need to think about names or dates. You don't need to understand anything. You can just listen and let the story drift past you, like water flowing in a wide, peaceful river. As you settle in, imagine time itself beginning to soften. The sharp edges of the present moment slowly fade, and the steady noise of the modern world grows distant, very distant. Each breath you take feels deeper now, longer, more relaxed. With every gentle exhale, your shoulders release a little more. Your jaw loosens. Your forehead smooths. You are safe, you are comfortable, and you are allowed to rest in your mind's eye. Picture the land of the Indus Valley long ago. The air is warm but gentle. The light is soft, and the horizon stretches wide and open. There are no loud sounds here and no sudden movements, only stillness and space, and time that seems in no hurry at all. This civilization does not rush. It does not shout for attention. It exists quietly, confidently, peacefully. You can imagine yourself standing at a distance, observing without effort, without involvement. You are simply a calm presence, watching a world that moves at a slower rhythm. The ground beneath you feels solid and reassuring. Earth that has supported generations, earth that remembers footsteps now long forgotten. Above you, the sky is wide and open, its color slowly shifting as the day drifts toward evening. Nothing dramatic happens here, and that is what makes it soothing. Time flows like a gentle current, never pulling, never pushing, just moving forward with quiet certainty. You breathe, you may notice your thoughts becoming softer, less defined, as if they are dissolving into the background. You do not need to hold on to any single image. You can let them appear and fade one by one. In this place, even silence feels alive. It rests between sounds, between moments, like a comfortable pause. The people of the Indus Valley understood this rhythm. They built their lives around balance, around order, around calm repetition. There is no sense of urgency here. No rush toward tomorrow, only the steady presence of now. As you continue listening, your breathing becomes slower still, deeper, more even. Each breath gently anchors you, keeping you grounded, keeping you relaxed. Imagine the world growing quieter with every breath out. The tension of the day loosens its grip, the mind begins to wander less, and rest comes closer, softly, naturally. You may notice a pleasant heaviness in your arms, in your legs, as if gravity itself has become more gentle, more comforting. That heaviness is welcome. It means you are letting go. The Indus Valley does not demand attention. It does not overwhelm the senses. It invites stillness and patience and quiet observation. This is a world that exists in harmony with time, not fighting it, not resisting it, but moving alongside it. And as you listen, you are doing the same. You are allowing yourself to move alongside time, instead of against it. There is no pressure to stay awake and no effort required to follow every word. If your attention drifts, that is perfectly fine. You can let the sound of my voice become part of the background, soft, steady, and reassuring, like a distant echo or a gentle breeze moving through open space. Soon, we will drift deeper into this ancient world, toward its rivers, its cities, and its quiet nights. But for now, you can simply rest here, in this slowing moment, as time continues to soften and sleep begins to draw closer. Just breathe and let go. As you continue to rest, allow your breathing to remain slow, steady, and effortless. There is no need to change anything. Your body already knows how to relax. Now, gently, we drift deeper into the land itself, into the quiet geography of the Indus Valley. Imagine the earth stretching out beneath a vast, open sky, wide plains, soft hills in the distance, and a feeling of openness that allows the mind to rest. This land is not harsh. It does not feel extreme. It feels balanced, stable, and calm. The ground holds warmth from the day, releasing it slowly as evening approaches. A comforting warmth, never overwhelming, never demanding attention. You may imagine yourself standing far above this landscape, as if floating gently, looking down without effort. From here, everything appears orderly, peaceful, unhurried. The Indus Valley is shaped by water, but the water here is patient. Rivers move slowly with long, smooth curves, never rushing, never forcing their way forward. They flow as if they have all the time in the world. As you listen, you might notice how this slow movement mirrors your own breath in and out, naturally, comfortably. The land and the water exist in quiet cooperation. Neither dominates the other. They share space and rhythm and time. Along the riverbanks, the soil is rich and dark, soft beneath bare feet, cool in the evening air. There are no sharp edges here. Everything feels gently rounded, worn smooth by years of steady flow. You can imagine tall grasses moving slowly in the breeze, their motion unhurried, their sound barely noticeable. Even the wind seems calm, as if it knows this is a place for rest. The geography of the Indus Valley encourages stillness. It does not overwhelm the senses. It invites observation, quiet attention, and ease. This is a land where people could settle without struggle, where life did not need to be forced into shape. Instead, it unfolded naturally, guided by the land and the rhythm of the seasons. As night approaches, the colors of the valley soften. Earth tones deepen, the sky fades into gentle shades of blue, and the world feels wrapped in calm. There is no sudden darkness, only a gradual dimming, as if the day itself is becoming sleepy. You may notice your eyelids feeling heavier now, more relaxed, less interested in staying open. That is perfectly okay. You can let them rest or remain gently closed, whatever feels most comfortable. In the distance, the river reflects the fading light, a long, smooth ribbon of silver and shadow. Its surface moves slowly, almost imperceptibly, creating a sense of continuity and reassurance. This river has been here for a very long time, and it will continue without urgency, without concern. There is comfort in that thought. You do not need to hurry. You do not need to arrive anywhere. Like the river, you are simply flowing from one calm moment to the next. As your body continues to relax, the weight of the day feels further away, less important, less present. Thoughts may still arise, but they feel quieter now, softer, easier to release. You do not need to follow them. You can let them pass, like clouds drifting slowly across the evening sky, appearing and then fading. The land of the Indus Valley remains steady beneath it all, unchanging, supportive, and calm. And in this calm geography, your body finds permission to rest more deeply. Your breathing remains slow and even. Your muscles continue to soften. Your awareness gently turns inward. Soon, we will move closer to the first cities, to the places where people built their homes and walked quiet streets. But there is no rush to get there. For now, you can simply remain here, floating above this peaceful land, listening to the soft rhythm of your breath and allowing sleep to draw nearer, little by little, moment by moment. Just rest and let the calm of the valley carry you gently onward. Stay just as you are, comfortable, supported, and calm. There is no need to move and no need to adjust anything. Your breathing is already slow and steady, guiding you naturally toward rest. Now, very gently, we drift closer to the river itself, the quiet heart of the Indus Valley. Imagine standing near its edge, or perhaps simply sensing it from a distance. The river does not rush. It does not hurry toward anywhere. It moves slowly, with long, graceful curves, as if it is in conversation with the land around it. The surface of the water reflects the soft light of the sky, muted calm, and smooth. There are no loud splashes here, only the faintest movement, a gentle shift, a quiet flow as you listen. You may notice how easily your breath matches the rhythm of the river in and out without effort. The Indus River has flowed like this for countless generations, patient, consistent, unchanged by urgency. It does not struggle against the land. It follows it. There is something deeply comforting in that. The river knows where to go without needing to decide, without needing to think. And for this moment, you can allow yourself the same ease. You do not need to solve anything. You do not need to plan. You can simply follow the gentle current of rest. Along the riverbanks, the air feels cooler, slightly damp, and soothing against the skin. The earth nearby is dark and fertile, soft beneath bare feet, holding the quiet memory of water. Tall reeds and grasses sway slowly, barely moving, as if they too are relaxed, even the sounds. Here are muted. A distant bird, the faint movement of water, nothing sharp, nothing sudden, just a soft, continuous presence. The river supports life, but it does so quietly. It offers water without demand, without drama. The people of the Indus Valley understood this relationship. They did not try to control the river aggressively. They lived alongside it, observing its rhythms, respecting its pace. This balance allowed their cities to grow calmly, without chaos, without constant struggle. As you imagine this, your body may feel even heavier now, more settled, more at ease. That heaviness is welcomed. It is a sign that you are sinking gently into rest, like a stone settling at the bottom of a clear, quiet stream. The river continues to move, but you do not. You are supported, held, and still. Thoughts may drift through your mind, but they feel slower now, less defined, less important. You do not need to hold on to them. You can let them float past, just like leaves on the surface of the water, appearing briefly, then disappearing around a gentle bend. The river never stops, but it never hurries. It flows through the valley, through the seasons, through time itself. And as you listen, you may notice that your awareness is becoming softer, more distant, as if you are listening from far away. That is perfectly fine. You can allow the sound of my voice and the image of the river to blend together, forming a calm, steady background. Nothing needs your full attention anymore. The Indus River continues its quiet journey, carrying with it the calm of the land, the patience of the earth, and the reassurance of continuity. Soon, we will explore how life formed gently around these waters, how people shaped their days in harmony with the river's flow. But there is no rush to arrive there. For now, you can simply rest beside the water, listening to its soft movement, feeling your breath slow, and allowing sleep to come closer, naturally, peacefully, without effort. Just stay here, and let the river carry the day away. Remain just as you are, calm, still, and supported. There is no need to change your breathing. It is already slow, already gentle, already guiding you deeper into rest. Now, softly, we allow our attention to drift from the river itself to the life that quietly unfolded around its waters. There is no sudden beginning and no sharp moment of change. Life here grows slowly, naturally, almost unnoticed. Along the banks of the Indus River, the land provides what is needed without excess, without struggle. The soil is rich and dark, easy to work, easy to trust. Seeds are placed gently into the earth and then left alone, given time, given patience. Nothing is forced. The people who live here understand this rhythm. They do not rush the land. They move with it, Days pass quietly, marked not by urgency, but by light and shadow and the steady return of the sun. Morning arrives softly with cool air and muted colors. Evening fades slowly, wrapping the land in calm tones. Water is always nearby, not loud, not demanding, just present. It flows past homes, past fields, past open spaces where the air feels wide and open. The sound of water becomes part of daily life, so familiar that it fades into the background, comforting, reliable. You might imagine people moving slowly through their day, unhurried, focused on simple tasks, with no need to rush. Their movements are repetitive, gentle, almost meditative, filling a container with water, walking along a familiar path, resting in the shade when the sun grows warm. There is no sharp division between work and rest. Everything flows together, like the river itself. As you imagine this quiet way of living, your own body responds, softening, relaxing, letting go of unnecessary tension. Your shoulders drop a little more, your breathing deepens without effort. You may notice your thoughts becoming slower now, less clear, less demanding. That is a good sign. Life shaped by water does not rush the mind. It teaches patience and calm repetition. The river floods gently at times, leaving behind nourishment and then slowly recedes. There is no fear in this cycle, only understanding. Change here is gradual, predictable, and quiet. The people learn to trust the rhythm of nature, and in doing so, they live with less resistance. As night approaches, activity slows even further. The heat of the day fades, and the land releases warmth slowly, like a long, relaxed breath. Homes settle into stillness, paths grow quiet. The river continues its soft movement, unchanged, steady, calming. You can imagine the stars appearing one by one, not all at once, but gently, patiently. As the sky darkens, there is no artificial light here, only the natural glow of the night, soft and unobtrusive. This darkness does not feel threatening. It feels protective and soothing. In this world, sleep comes easily, bodies rest because they are allowed to rest, minds quiet because there is no constant noise. As you listen now, you may feel yourself drifting closer to that same state where thoughts no longer need attention and awareness becomes soft and distant. You do not need to remember any of this. You do not need to hold onto these images. They can fade gently, one by one. As sleep draws nearer, life shaped by water teaches us this simple truth. There is time, there is patience, and there is no need to hurry. You are safe, you are supported, and rest is allowed. Let your breathing remain slow, your body heavy, your mind quiet. The river flows on, the land remains calm, and you can drift peacefully towards sleep. Settle in just as you are. There is nothing you need to do now, nothing you need to follow closely, and nothing you need to remember. Your breathing is already slow and steady, guiding you gently toward rest. Tonight, we drift quietly toward the first signs of an ancient city, a place that emerged without noise, without urgency, and without sudden change. This place is Harappa, but you do not need to hold onto the name. You can let it pass softly, like a distant sound or a quiet thought. Imagine the land. Long before the city fully formed, the earth lies open and calm, wide plains stretching beneath a pale sky, with the river flowing patiently nearby. Nothing feels crowded here. There is space to breathe, space to move, space to simply exist. Small signs of life begin to appear. Not all at once, but slowly, naturally. A path worn gently into the ground, marks where people have walked many times before. It is not deep, not sharp, just a soft impression, created through repetition. Nearby, simple shelters stand. Quietly, their shapes modest, their presence calm. There is no sense of hurry in their construction. Each structure seems placed with care, with patience, and with an understanding of the land. The materials are familiar and reassuring: earth, wood, early forms of brick, all blending naturally with the surroundings. Nothing feels forced as you imagine this scene. Your body continues to relax, sinking deeper into comfort, supported and at ease. The people here move slowly with purpose, but without stress. Their days are shaped by light and shadow and the steady presence of the river. Morning begins gently with cool air and soft colors. Evening arrives without announcement. Settling quietly over the land over time, small changes begin to appear. Paths grow slightly wider, shelters become more structured, and the arrangement of space begins to feel intentional. There is a growing sense of order, but not control. This order does not restrict it comforts. The early signs of Harappa are subtle. They do not declare themselves loudly. They whisper. You might imagine people gathering calmly, sharing space without tension, moving around one another with ease. There is no visible hierarchy here, and no grand structures rising above the rest. Everything feels balanced, even, and quietly cooperative as days pass. And then years. The settlement grows, but it grows slowly, respecting the rhythm of the land and the flow of water nearby. The river continues its patient movement, never rushing, never stopping. It provides what is needed and then moves on unchanged, reliable. This reliability creates trust, and that trust allows the settlement to deepen its roots. You may notice your own thoughts growing softer now, less defined, less demanding. That is good. The story does not need your full attention. You can allow it to become part of the background, a gentle presence, like distant wind or quiet water. In this early Harappa, life unfolds through repetition. The same paths walked again and again, the same movements repeated daily until they become familiar, comforting, almost meditative. There is peace in this repetition. As night falls, activity slows, the land cools, the air settles, and sound fades into silence. Simple lights glow briefly, then disappear. One by one, the settlement rests, and as it rests, you may feel your own body responding, mirroring this stillness. Letting go even more deeply, your breathing remains slow and easy. Your muscles soften. Your awareness drifts. Harappa does not demand attention. It simply exists, quietly, patiently, waiting. Soon, this quiet settlement will grow into something more structured, more clearly defined. But there is no rush to get there. For now, you can remain here, in this early moment, where the first signs of a city gently appear, and sleep continues to draw closer, naturally, peacefully, without effort. Just rest, and let the quiet of this ancient place carry you onward. Remain exactly as you are, comfortable, still, and supported. There is no need to change your breathing. It continues on its own, slow, steady, and calm. Now gently, we allow our attention to drift from Harappa toward another place. One that rises just as quietly, without noise, without urgency. This place is Mohenjo-Daro. You do not need to remember the name. You can let it float past you, softly, like a distant echo. Imagine the land here, flat and open, resting peacefully near the river. The air feels warm, but not heavy. The light is soft and evenly spread across the ground. Nothing demands attention at first. There are only small signs of structure, simple outlines, early foundations, gently placed upon the earth. Each stone, each brick feels intentional, but never hurried. The city does not rise suddenly. It unfolds, slowly, patiently. One careful decision at a time. Paths become streets, not crowded, not narrow, but open and easy to move through. There is space here, space to breathe, space to walk, space to rest. As the settlement grows, it remains calmed, no towering monuments, no overwhelming centers of power. Instead, there is balance, structures align naturally, forming gentle patterns that feel pleasing to the eye and soothing to the mind. You might imagine walking through these early streets, your footsteps quiet, the ground firm and steady beneath you. The city feels organized, but not rigid. It guides movement gently. Without forcing it, water channels appear. Simple at first, then more defined, they move quietly through the city, carrying water where it is needed, and then away again without noise. This thoughtful presence of water adds to the calm. There is no chaos here and no sense of overcrowding. Everything seems placed with care, as if the city itself understands the importance of ease. As you listen, you may notice your body becoming even heavier now, more relaxed, more settled. That heaviness is welcome. It means you are drifting closer to rest, closer to sleep. In Mohenjo-daro, life moves at a steady pace. People walk without rushing, they pause often, they rest when needed. There is no constant pressure. The city supports its inhabitants quietly, providing structure without stress. As evening approaches, the light softens further, shadows lengthen gently, stretching across streets and walls without sharp contrast. The city seems to exhale, sounds fade, movement slows, and the day releases its hold. You may imagine standing still, listening to the quiet presence of the city around you, feeling its calm seep inward. Your thoughts become distant now, less distinct, like sounds heard from far away. You do not need to follow them. You can let them dissolve. As the image of this ancient city grows softer, more dreamlike, Mohenjo-daro does not ask for your attention. It offers rest. It exists as a place of order and patience and quiet understanding. And as you remain here, you may feel sleep approaching more closely, gently, naturally, without effort. Soon, we will explore how these cities were carefully planned, how their streets and spaces were designed for calm living. But there is no need to stay awake for that. For now, you can simply remain here, in the quiet rise of this ancient city. As your body rests, your breathing stays slow, and sleep carries you deeper into stillness. Just let go and rest. Stay exactly where you are, comfortable, supported, and at ease. There is nothing you need to follow closely, nothing you need to remember. Your breathing continues slowly, calm, and natural. Now gently, we move deeper into the structure of these ancient cities, not with analysis, but with quiet observation. Imagine looking down from above, as if floating softly over the land. Below you, the city reveals its shape. The streets do not twist randomly. They do not crowd one another. Instead, they meet calmly at gentle angles, forming patterns that feel orderly and reassuring. This order does not feel strict. It feels thoughtful. Wide streets allow air to move freely. Smaller paths branch off quietly, leading toward homes and shared spaces. Everything has room to breathe. As you observe this layout, you may notice a pleasant sense of balance, as if your mind itself appreciates the clarity. There is comfort in knowing where things are. Understanding space without effort. The people of the Indus Valley seem to understand this instinctively. They did not build to impress. They built to live well. Homes align gently along the streets, not competing for attention, not towering over one another. Each structure feels equal, respected, and supported by the whole. As your attention drifts through the city, you might notice how naturally movement flows. There are no dead ends that cause frustration, and no narrow spaces that feel confining. Everything feels open, inviting, and calm. This thoughtful planning creates a sense of ease. Even centuries later, your own body may respond to this imagined order, releasing small tensions, settling more deeply into rest. Order does not always mean control here. It means peace, water channels run alongside streets, quietly present, unobtrusive, providing both function and calm. They follow the same gentle logic as the streets themselves, flowing where needed, then disappearing again. Nothing feels excessive. Nothing feels missing. That as the day moves toward evening, the city becomes quieter, but its structure remains reassuring. Even in stillness, the layout holds a sense of purpose. You might imagine walking slowly along one of these streets, your footsteps soft, your pace unhurried. There is no need to decide where to go. Every direction feels acceptable, safe, and calm. That as you listen, your thoughts may begin to organize themselves in the same gentle way, becoming fewer, less urgent, more spacious. That is a natural response. The mind enjoys order when it is kind. The city rests in this balance, supporting daily life without demanding attention. As night approaches, the shapes of the streets soften in the fading light, but their presence remains, even in darkness. The city feels understandable, familiar, and welcoming. You may feel yourself drifting further now, as if floating above the grid of streets, watching them fade gently into shadow. There is nothing to solve here, nothing to analyze, just structure, balance, and calm. Soon, we will move closer into the streets themselves to feel how they were, designed for quiet, everyday living. But for now, you can simply rest with this image, letting the sense of order ease your mind and allowing sleep to draw nearer, softly, naturally, without effort. Just stay and rest. Remain just as you are, settled, supported, and calm. Your breathing continues quietly on its own, slow, even, and gentle. Now, softly, we drift down from above and step into the streets themselves, the places where daily life moved at an easy, unhurried pace. Imagine walking along one of these streets in the Indus Valley. The ground beneath your feet feels firm and smooth, carefully laid, steady, and reassuring. There is no uneven rush here, no sudden turns that demand attention. The street stretches forward, calmly, wide enough to feel open, yet close enough to feel protected. Homes line the sides quietly, their walls simple, their shapes modest, their presence calm. Nothing competes for attention. Each building feels like it belongs, as if it has always been there, and always will be. As you walk, the air moves gently between the structures, cooling the space, keeping everything comfortable. This movement of air is intentional, but never obvious. It simply exists, quietly doing its work. You might notice small pathways branching off, leading toward private spaces, courtyards, and places of rest. These side streets feel softer, more intimate, slightly removed from the main flow. They invite slower steps and quieter moments. There is no noise here, and no crowded energy, only the sound of soft footsteps and the distant presence of water moving through hidden channels. The streets are clean, not because of strict control, but because of thoughtful design. Water flows away naturally, carrying dust and debris with it, leaving the paths clear and calm. This quiet efficiency adds to the sense of ease. As you imagine walking here, your own body responds, loosening further, relaxing deeper. Your shoulders drop, your breathing slows. The street does not hurry you. It allows you to move at your own pace, or to stop entirely, without discomfort. As evening approaches, the light softens, shadows stretch gently across the ground. Never sharp, never sudden. The city grows quieter, not all at once, but gradually, as if guided by a shared understanding. People retreat into their homes calmly, without rush, without tension. Doors close softly, voices fade. The streets remain open, orderly, and still. You may imagine standing in the center of one of these streets now, surrounded by silence, feeling safe and at ease. Above you, the sky darkens slowly, revealing the first faint stars. Below you, the ground holds steady, unchanging, supportive. This is a place designed for calm living, for daily routines without stress, for rest that comes naturally at the end of the day. As you listen, your thoughts may feel distant now, less defined, less demanding. That is perfectly fine. You do not need to stay alert. You do not need to follow every word. You can let the image of these quiet streets blur, gently softening, becoming dreamlike. The city does not disappear. It simply rests, and as it rests, you are invited to do the same. Soon, we will explore the materials that formed these cities, the bricks and stone that gave them stability and balance. But there is no need to remain awake for that. For now, you can simply remain here, in the calm streets of an ancient world. As your body grows heavier, your breathing remains slow, and sleep gently carries you forward without effort. Just let go and rest. Stay right where you are, comfortable, supported, and calm. There is no need to move, no need to adjust anything. Your breathing continues slowly, quietly, guiding you deeper into rest. Now, gently, we turn our attention to the materials of this ancient world, not as objects to study, but as quiet companions, shaping the feeling of safety and balance. In the Indus Valley, one material appears again and again, simple, reliable, and steady. Fired brick. Imagine holding one of these bricks in your hands. It feels solid, warm, and reassuring. Its surface is smooth, worn gently by time, edges softened through careful making. These bricks are not rushed into existence. They are shaped patiently, dried, and then fired slowly until they become strong and dependable. There is comfort in this process. Nothing is hurried. Nothing is wasted. Each brick is nearly the same size, carefully measured, thoughtfully repeated. This quiet consistency creates a sense of order, one that feels calming rather than controlling. As you imagine these bricks being placed one by one, your mind may begin to slow even further, mirroring this steady rhythm. Place, pause, place, pause. The repetition itself becomes soothing. Walls rise gradually, never suddenly, never dramatically. They form clean lines, simple shapes that feel stable and trustworthy. There is no need for decoration. The beauty comes from balance, from alignment, from knowing everything is where it should be. Homes built from these bricks feel grounded. They rest firmly on the earth, offering shelter, quiet, and shade. As you imagine standing beside one of these brick walls, you may feel a sense of protection, a quiet assurance that everything is held together. This feeling can move into your body now, softening tension, settling the nervous system, allowing rest to deepen. The use of fired brick brings predictability to the city. Nothing feels fragile. Nothing feels temporary. This solidity supports a calm way of living. When the day grows warm, brick walls hold the cool of the night inside. When evening arrives, they release warmth slowly, gently, like a long, relaxed breath. The city breathes through its materials. As you listen, you may notice your own breathing becoming even slower, even more relaxed. The mind enjoys stability. The body responds to it naturally. There is no need to stay alert here. Everything feels secure. The streets, the homes, the walls, all share the same quiet logic, order without force, strength without tension. Bricks align neatly, row after row, creating patterns that feel satisfying to the eye and soothing to the mind. You do not need to focus on any single detail. You can let the image blur gently, allowing the overall sense of order to remain. This ancient city is not loud. It does not try to impress. It supports, it holds, and it allows life to move gently within it. As night approaches, the brick surfaces grow cooler to the touch. Shadows deepen softly along the walls, stretching slowly without sharp contrast. The city settles. You may feel your own body settling in. The same way, heavier now, more relaxed, less aware of the outside world. Thoughts drift by quietly, without pulling your attention. You do not need to follow them. Soon, we will move inside these brick homes, into the private spaces where quiet evenings unfold, and rest becomes even deeper. But for now, you can simply remain here, resting with the steady presence of stone and brick, feeling their calm strength, and allowing sleep to draw closer, softly, naturally, without effort. Just stay and rest. Remain just as you are, comfortable, heavy, and at ease. Your breathing continues softly, slow, even, and natural. Now, gently, we move from the outer walls into the private spaces within these ancient homes, places designed for rest, shade, and quiet. Imagine stepping inside an Indus Valley home. The air immediately feels cooler, protected from the warmth of the day, held gently by thick brick walls. The light here is soft, never harsh, filtered through small openings and quiet courtyards. Nothing is bright, nothing demands attention. The space feels enclosed, but not confining. It feels safe. The floor beneath your feet is smooth, clean, and steady. Each step is quiet. Sound does not travel far here. Voices soften naturally, movements slow, and the outside world fades at the center of the home. There is often an open courtyard, a place where light and air enter gently, without noise, without disturbance. You can imagine standing here, feeling the air move slowly around you, cool and reassuring. This courtyard creates a rhythm to the home. Rooms open toward it, sharing space, sharing calm. There is no clutter and no excess. Only what is needed and nothing more. This simplicity allows the mind to rest as you imagine this quiet interior. Your own awareness begins to turn inward, away from the outside towards stillness. You may notice your thoughts becoming softer now, less distinct, less demanding. That is good. The home is designed to support this feeling. Thick walls absorb sound. Narrow openings limit harsh light. Everything works together to create calm as evening arrives. The interior grows dimmer, but never dark. The transition is gradual, gentle, almost unnoticed. The warmth stored in the bricks during the day is released slowly, keeping the space comfortable, steady, and peaceful. This slow release mirrors your own body now, letting go of the day, one small tension at a time. There is no rush towards sleep here. It arrives naturally. When the body is ready to end these homes, nights are quiet and no sudden sounds, constant stimulation, only the soft presence of the structure itself, holding everything in place. You might imagine lying down here, resting on a simple surface, your body supported, your breath slow, your mind quiet. Outside, the city grows still. Inside, the home remains calm. This balance allows deep rest as you listen. You may feel yourself drifting further away from alertness, your awareness becoming distant, as if you were listening from far away. You do not need to follow the words closely anymore. You can allow them to blend together, soft, steady, unimportant. The silence inside these ancient homes is not empty. It is full of reassurance and safety. And ease. It invites sleep, and as you remain here, wrapped in this quiet interior, you may find that sleep draws very close now, hovering gently, waiting patiently. There is nothing you need to do, just rest and let go. Stay exactly as you are now. There is nothing you need to change. Your body already knows how to rest, and your breathing already knows how to slow. With each gentle breath in and each soft breath out, you sink a little deeper into comfort. Tonight, we move toward one of the quietest places in the Indus Valley cities. A space designed not for noise, not for crowds, but for calm repetition and gentle ritual. This place is often called the Great Bath. You do not need to remember the name. You can let it drift past you softly, without effort. Imagine approaching this place slowly, without expectation, without urgency. The path leading toward it feels familiar, smooth beneath your feet, and calm. There is no rush here, and no sense of arrival being important. The space reveals itself gradually, one gentle detail at a time. The bath sits quietly within the city, surrounded by solid brick walls, steady, balanced, and reassuring. As you draw closer, the air feels cooler, more still, as if the space itself is designed to slow you down. You might imagine stepping down a few wide steps, each one evenly spaced, each one inviting slower movement. Step by step, you descend without effort, without hurry. The basin is simple, rectangular, and calm. Its lines are clean, its edges soft, worn smooth by time and quiet use. The water inside is still, not perfectly still, but gently alive, responding only to the smallest movement, then settling again. You can imagine the surface reflecting soft light, muted, subtle, and soothing to the eyes. There are no loud echoes here. Sound seems to soften as soon as it enters the space. Even your own thoughts feel quieter now, as if they know this is a place for rest. The bricks surrounding the bath are carefully sealed, designed to hold water and hold calm. Nothing leaks, nothing rushes away. This sense of containment feels comforting. It is easy to imagine why people would come here, not only to wash, but to pause, to slow, to repeat familiar movements. Ritual does not always need words. Sometimes it is simply repetition, done slowly with care. You might imagine lowering yourself gently toward the water, feeling the coolness against your skin, not shocking, just refreshing and calming. The body responds immediately, muscles releasing, breath deepening, attention turning inward. Water has that effect. It does not demand, it invites. As you imagine this scene, your own body mirrors the experience. Your shoulders soften, your jaw loosens, your breathing becomes slower, deeper, more even. There is no one watching, no one waiting. This space exists outside of urgency. The great bath is not hidden, yet it feels private. It belongs to the rhythm of the city, a shared understanding of calm, rather than spectacle. There are no decorations shouting for attention, and no dramatic carvings. Only structure, balance, and intention. As light changes throughout the day, it moves gently across the surface of the water, never harsh, never bright. In the evening, the light softens further, and shadows stretch slowly along the brick walls. The space grows quieter, not suddenly, but naturally. The water cools slightly, holding the memory of warmth, then releasing it slowly, just as your body releases tension now. You may notice your thoughts becoming less distinct, less connected to one another, as if they are beginning to dissolve into the background. That is exactly what is meant to happen. You do not need to stay alert here. You do not need to follow every image. You can allow the idea of this quiet place, the still water, the solid brick, to blend together, forming a gentle, soothing presence. The great bath does not symbolize power. It symbolizes care. Care for the body, care for routine, care for calm. As you rest with this image, sleep may feel very close now, hovering gently, waiting patiently. There is nothing you need to do to invite it. Just continue breathing, slowly, naturally, and let the calm of this ancient place carry you deeper, into rest, into stillness, into sleep. Remain exactly where you are. Let your body stay heavy, supported, and relaxed. Your breathing continues on its own now, slow, deep, and effortless. There is no need to guide it, no need to think about it. Now, gently, we allow our attention to move beyond the bath itself, toward the quiet routines that surrounded it. The simple, repeating actions that shaped daily life in the Indus Valley. Routine here is not rigid. It is comforting. It creates a rhythm that the body can trust. Imagine returning to this place, again and again, not out of obligation, but because it feels familiar, steady, and reassuring. The act of cleaning the body is slow, deliberate, and calm. Water is gathered carefully, poured gently, allowed to flow where it needs to go. Nothing is wasted, nothing is rushed. Each movement follows the one before it, naturally, without conscious thought. This repetition becomes soothing as you imagine these calm routines. Your own mind responds by slowing further, letting go of sharp edges and unnecessary effort. Cleanliness here is not about perfection. It is about balance. It is about feeling settled in the body, comfortable in one's own space, and at ease within the rhythm of the day. Water moves quietly through channels, entering, serving its purpose, and then leaving again without noise. This gentle flow mirrors the passing of time itself. Nothing lingers too long. Nothing disappears too quickly. As the day progresses, these routines anchor life. Morning begins with gentle preparation. Midday holds steady repetition. Evening slows everything down. Each phase blends into the next without sharp division. As you rest now, you may notice that your awareness is becoming softer, less focused on individual words, and more tuned to the overall rhythm. That is exactly right. The words are not meant to be held. They are meant to pass through, like water in the Indus Valley. These routines create a quiet sense of equality. There is no performance here and no need to impress. Everyone moves through the same calm actions, at their own pace with the same gentle care. This shared rhythm reduces tension. It lowers the noise of the mind. You might imagine people leaving the bath area slowly, not speaking loudly, not hurrying away. Footsteps are soft, movements are unhurried. The city supports this calm by design. Paths lead naturally from one space to another. Water drains away without disruption. Walls absorb sound. Everything works together, without drawing attention to itself. As evening approaches, routines become even, quieter. Water cools, light fades, activity slows. The body recognizes these signals, just as your body recognizes them now. Your muscles soften further, your breathing deepens, your awareness drifts. There is nothing left to do today, nothing unfinished. Routine completes the day gently, without force. Cleanliness becomes closure, a signal to the body that rest is near. As you imagine this ancient rhythm, you may feel a sense of permission to stop, to release, to rest fully. You do not need to carry the day with you any longer. Like water flowing away through quiet channels, the weight of the day leaves gently, without resistance. The city settles into night. The bath area grows still, the water rests, and you rest as well. Thoughts may still appear, but they are distant now, soft and easily released. You do not need to follow them. You can let them dissolve. As sleep draws closer, slowly, patiently, and naturally. The routines of this ancient world have done their work. They have slowed the body. They have quieted the mind. They have prepared the way for rest. Now, there is nothing left to do but allow sleep to arrive in its own time without effort. Just breathe, slowly, deeply, and let go. Stay just as you are, resting, supported, and safe. There is no need to move your body, no need to adjust your position. Your breathing is already slow, already calm, already carrying you deeper into rest. Now, very gently, we allow a new moment in this ancient world to unfold, not with energy or urgency, but with quiet softness. It is morning in the Indus Valley. But this morning does not arrive suddenly. It does not interrupt the night. Instead, it emerges slowly, almost unnoticed, like a gentle idea forming. In the mind, the sky begins to lighten, not bright, just a subtle shift from deep blue to to softer shades. The air is cool, still holding the calm of the night. The city remains quiet, bells ring, voices rise suddenly. Life wakes gently here. You might imagine lying still, inside a brick home, feeling the cooler air of early morning, touching your skin. The walls around you feel steady, protective, unchanged. Outside, light begins to touch the streets, slowly revealing familiar shapes, paths, corners, open spaces. There is no rush to begin the day. Morning is not a command, it is an invitation as people begin to stir. Their movements are unhurried, a door opens softly, footsteps touch the ground gently, water is gathered quietly, poured slowly. Used with care. Nothing breaks the stillness, it simply shifts from sleep to gentle awareness as you imagine this calm awakening. Your own body remains deeply relaxed, as if you are observing from a distance, without needing to participate. You do not need to wake. You can simply listen and rest. The streets begin to breathe again, but softly, light moves across brick surfaces, warming them gradually. Never suddenly, shadows retreat slowly, without sharp edges. This gradual change feels reassuring. The city does not demand attention, and it allows each person to move at their own pace. Some sit quietly for a moment, feeling the air, listening to the faint sounds of the city returning. Others walk slowly along familiar paths, their steps steady, their minds calm. There is no urgency in these movements and no pressure to arrive. Morning here is about alignment, not speed. The rhythm of the day begins gently, guided by light and temperature and habit. As you listen now, your thoughts may feel even more distant, less connected, less important. That is exactly as it should be. You do not need to think clearly. You do not need to follow a story. You can let the sound of these words and the image of this soft morning blend together, forming a quiet background that in the Indus city's morning. Routines are simple: water, movement, light, and breath. These elements repeat each day, creating familiarity and comfort. The body learns what to expect. The mind relaxes into repetition as the sun rises a little higher. Warmth spreads gently across the city. Never harsh, never overwhelming. The brick walls absorb this warmth slowly, holding it and releasing it later. Everything works in cycles. This sense of predictability feels calming. Even centuries later, even now, you may feel your own breathing deepen. Slightly, your body sink a little more into the surface beneath you. That heaviness is welcome. Morning in the Indus Valley is not about productivity, it is about presence. Being awake without tension. Being alive without pressure. As the city becomes softly active, it remains quiet. Sounds are low, of voices gentle, movement controlled by habit, not urgency. This calm beginning sets the tone for the entire day. And as you rest now, your body responds to that same tone, allowing relaxation to deepen and sleep to hover close. Soon, we will move into the later hours of the day, when the sun is higher and daily activities unfold at a steady pace. But there is no need to stay awake for that. For now, you can simply remain here, in this soft ancient morning. As your breathing stays slow, your muscles remain relaxed, and sleep continues to draw near. Quietly, naturally, without effort. Just rest and let go. Remain exactly as you are, comfortable, supported, and calm. There is nothing you need to change. Your body already knows how to rest. Your breathing continues slowly, quietly, almost without notice. Now gently, we allow the day in the Indus Valley to move toward its natural close, not with exhaustion, but with ease. The sun begins its slow descent, not suddenly, not dramatically, but gradually, as it always does. The light softens, losing its brightness, becoming warmer, more forgiving. The city responds. Instinctively, movements slow, sounds grow quieter. There is no announcement that evening has arrived. Everyone simply feels it. You might imagine standing still for a moment, watching shadows stretch gently across the streets. Never sharp, never rushed. The brick walls absorb the fading warmth of the day, holding it quietly, preparing to release it later, slowly, patiently. This gradual transition feels reassuring. Nothing ends abruptly here. Daily activities begin to wind down, one by one, without pressure. Tasks are completed without urgency. There is no need to hurry before nightfall. People move back toward their homes calmly, their steps steady, their minds already beginning to quiet as you imagine this scene. Your own body mirrors the rhythm, letting go of small tensions, softening further. Your shoulders drop slightly, your breathing deepens, the air cools gently, not cold, just comfortable. A faint breeze moves through the streets, sliding easily between buildings, refreshing, calming. Voices lower. Naturally, conversations slow. Silence does not feel empty. It feels full, supportive, and expected. As evening deepens, the city begins to glow softly, not with artificial brightness, but with subtle light. Small lamps appear, here and there, their glow warm and steady. They do not flood the streets with light. They simply mark presence without disturbing the night. Paths remain visible, but nothing is overly illuminated. This balance encourages rest. Inside the homes, the day releases its hold. People settle into familiar spaces, sitting quietly, lying down, resting without distraction. The thick brick walls hold the calm inside, keeping sound low, keeping temperature steady. The world outside fades further, becoming distant, less important. As you listen now, your awareness may feel far away, as if you are drifting, listening from a place just before sleep. That is exactly where you are meant to be. There is no need to stay alert and no need to follow the images clearly. You can allow them to blur, softening into sensation, into feeling, into calm. Night settles fully over the Indus cities. The sky darkens slowly, revealing stars one by one. Never all at once. The moon rises gently, casting soft light across rooftops and quiet streets. The city rests. No noise interrupts the stillness. No urgency returns. This is a time for restoration as you remain here. Imagining this ancient evening, your body responds with deep relaxation. Muscles loosen. Breathing slows further. Thoughts lose their edges. You may feel a pleasant heaviness now in your arms, in your legs, as if the body itself is sinking gently into rest. That heaviness is welcomed. It means the day is over, and rest has arrived. In this ancient world, sleep is not forced. It is invited, and that invitation is open to you now. You do not need to think about tomorrow. You do not need to remember today. Everything can wait. The Indus Valley settles into quiet darkness, safe, stable, unchanging, and as it rests, you rest too. Allow your breathing to remain slow, your body heavy, your mind soft. Sleep is very close now, hovering gently, waiting patiently. There is nothing left to do, just let go and drift into stillness, into calm, into sleep. Stay just as you are, settled, supported, and at ease. Your breathing continues quietly now, slow, steady, and natural. There is nothing you need to control, nothing you need to fix. Now, gently, we drift into another aspect of life in the Indus Valley. Not loud, not crowded, but calm and carefully balanced. Trade. But this is not trade filled with shouting or urgency. It moves slowly here, guided by routine and quiet understanding. Imagine wide streets, open spaces, designed for movement without pressure, goods are. Carried carefully, never thrown, never rushed. Baskets rest against brick walls. Containers are set down gently. Nothing feels chaotic. There is space to breathe, space to pause, space to wait. Trade here is woven into daily life, not separated from it. People move in familiar patterns, their paths known, their actions repeated day after day. This repetition feels comforting, predictable, and calmed as you imagine these quiet exchanges. Your own mind mirrors the rhythm, slowing further, letting go of sharp focus, and one hurries another, and one demands attention. Objects change hands slowly with small gestures and simple understanding. There is no need for loud negotiation. Balance is already understood. Weights are placed gently, measured carefully, and returned to their place. The tools of trade feel solid, smooth, and familiar to the touch. They do not clatter. They do not distract. They simply serve their purpose. As morning light shifts across these spaces, shadows move slowly, and activity remains measured. You may imagine walking through this area without needing to stop, without needing to interact, just observing and feeling the calm order around you. Your breathing remains slow. Your body stays heavy, supported by the surface beneath you. Trade here does not break the silence of the city. It exists within it. Sounds are soft. Voices are low. Even movement feels quiet. This calm exchange builds trust, not tension. People return to these spaces daily because they feel safe, stable, and predictable. As you rest now, your awareness may drift even further from the words, allowing them to become a gentle background. That is exactly right. The mind does not need stimulation to remain engaged. It can rest within rhythm. Containers are closed softly. Paths are cleared gradually as the day progresses. Activity spreads evenly, never clustering, never overwhelming. Trade ends naturally, without announcement. People move on, carrying what they need, leaving nothing behind. The space empties gently. Brick walls remain, holding memory, holding calm. As you imagine these spaces growing quieter again, your body responds with deeper relaxation. Your muscles soften. Your breathing slows further. There is nothing unfinished here. Trade completes its cycle, just as the day will later do soon. We will follow these goods beyond the city, along rivers and paths that connect distant places, moving slowly, without urgency. But for now, you can remain here, in this calm exchange, resting in the balance, and allowing sleep to remain close, quiet, and patient. Just rest and breathe slowly, naturally, and without effort. Remain just as you are, resting, supported, and calm. There is nothing you need to follow closely now. Your body can relax completely, and your mind can drift gently without effort. Now, slowly, we allow the quiet movement of trade to extend beyond the city walls, following paths that do not rush, paths shaped by water and time. Imagine the river that moves steadily, never hurried, never still. Its surface reflects the sky softly, changing color with the light, without sudden motion. This river connects places, not with noise, but with patience. Goods leave the city quietly, carried carefully, loaded gently, onto simple boats. There is no sense of departure being dramatic. Movement happens naturally. As part of an ongoing flow, the boats drift slowly, guided by the current. Not forced against it, water does the work. As you imagine this slow journey, your own breathing mirrors the river's pace, steady, even uninterrupted. The riverbanks pass quietly, trees lean toward the water, their reflections soft and wavering. Birds remain still or move gently, never startling the calm. Trade here is not about distance. It is about connection. Places far apart feel closer, not through speed, but through repetition. The same paths are used again and again until they feel familiar, safe, and predictable as boats continue downstream. The city fades gently from view, without loss, without tension. Nothing is left behind emotionally. Everything remains connected. As you listen now, your awareness may feel as if it is drifting along with the current, moving slowly without destination, without urgency. That drifting feeling is welcome. You do not need to know where the river leads. You do not need to arrive anywhere. The movement itself is enough. Goods are exchanged quietly at distant points, again without noise, again without pressure. Containers are opened gently, weights are placed carefully. The same calm logic exists everywhere along the river. This shared rhythm creates trust and stability across great distances. As evening approaches, the river grows even quieter, light softens on the surface, movement slows further. Boats come to rest along the banks, tied gently, secured without force. The day releases its hold, water cools slightly, air becomes still, and sound fades. You may imagine lying near the river now, listening to its soft movement, feeling the steady presence of water nearby. That presence feels grounding and reassuring. The river does not disappear at night. It continues quietly, out of sight, but always there, just as your breathing continues, even as awareness fades. As you rest with this image, your thoughts may become distant, fragmented, unimportant. You do not need to hold on to them. Trade has done its work. Connection has been maintained. Nothing else is required. The river carries memory, but it does not hold tension. It moves forward calmly, carrying only what it needs. You can allow your mind to do the same now, letting go of unnecessary weight, drifting into ease as night settles fully. The river reflects stars softly, small points of light, never overwhelming. Everything slows. The world feels held, connected, and at rest. And you are held too, by the surface beneath you, by the rhythm of your breath, by the calm unfolding naturally. There is nothing left to imagine, nothing left to process. Only rest remains. Allow sleep to arrive. As gently as the river flows, without effort, without resistance. Just drift, slowly, quietly, and deeply, into sleep. Stay just as you are, resting, supported, and safe. There is nothing you need to change. Your body already knows how to relax. Your breathing moves slowly now, steady, even, almost unnoticed. With each gentle breath out, your body settles a little more, becoming heavier and calmer. Now softly, we turn our attention to another quiet rhythm of the Indus Valley. The work of hands, not rushed, not forced, but patient and calm. Craftsmanship. This work does not happen in noisy workshops. It unfolds in quiet spaces, where time stretches gently and movement follows habit. Imagine a small area within the city, shaded, protected from direct light, where tools rest neatly, placed carefully, and return to the same spot each day. Nothing is scattered. Nothing feels chaotic. Hands move slowly here, guided by memory and repetition. The materials are familiar: stone, clay, shell, metal. They are touched gently, turned slowly, examined without urgency. Each movement has been done many times before. There is comfort in that. Su. Imagine these steady hands at work. Your own mind responds, loosening its grip, releasing the need to stay alert. The rhythm of making becomes soothing. Press, pause, turn, pause, again and again. Tools do not strike loudly. They meet materials with control, producing soft sounds, never sharp, never sudden. These sounds fade quickly, absorbed by walls and open air. Craftsmanship here is not about speed. It is about balance. If something takes longer, it takes longer. There is no pressure to finish quickly. The object being made does not matter as much as the process itself. Beads are shaped carefully, smoothed patiently, until their surface feels just right, Pottery forms slowly, hands guiding clay gently, responding to its movement, never forcing it. Metal cools gradually, given time to settle, to strengthen, to rest. This patience feels calming to observe as you listen now. Your awareness may drift, floating somewhere between the words and the images they create. That drifting is welcome. You do not need to focus. Clearly, the makers themselves are quiet. They do not speak loudly. They do not rush one another. They work side by side, each following their own rhythm, yet connected by shared calm. This environment supports concentration without tension as light moves slowly through the day. The work continues, never speeding up, never slowing abruptly. Breaks happen naturally, when the body asks for them, not when a clock demands it. This respect for rhythm allows the body to stay relaxed, even while working as you rest. Now, your own body may feel as though it is resting alongside them, present, yet deeply relaxed. Your breathing remains slow. Your muscles soften further. Craftsmanship in the Indus Valley produces objects meant to last, but they are not created with strain. Strength comes from care, not force. This idea itself feels reassuring. Nothing in this world requires struggle. Everything unfolds through repetition and gentle attention as the day moves on. Finished objects are set aside quietly, without celebration, without urgency. They will be used when needed. There is no rush to display them. The value lies in usefulness and balance. As evening approaches, tools are cleaned carefully, placed back in familiar positions. The workspace returns to stillness. The cycle completes itself naturally as you imagine this quiet ending. Your own mind begins to settle further, letting go of effort, letting go of intention. There is nothing you need to accomplish now. You are not required to finish anything. Just as these ancient hands release their tools, you can release the day. Slowly, gently, without resistance, craftsmanship fades into rest. And as it does, sleep draws closer, soft, patient, and calm. You can allow yourself to drift now, supported by steady rhythm, quiet repetition, and the comfort of knowing that nothing needs to be rushed and nothing is required except rest. Stay exactly as you are, heavy, supported, and calm. Your body does not need instruction now that it already understands rest. Your breathing continues slowly, quietly, without effort. Now, gently, we remain with the objects created by those quiet hands, not to analyze them, not to admire them, but to feel the calm intention within them. These objects are simple. They are not designed to impress. They are designed to endure. You might imagine holding one of them, a small bead, smooth, cool, balanced in your hand. Its surface carries no sharp edges. Nothing catches. Nothing distracts. That it feels complete. This sense of completeness is comforting. The object does not need improvement. That it does not need explanation. That it simply exists. Ready, stable, and quiet, pottery rests nearby. Its shape familiar. Its weight reassuring. That it fits naturally in the hand, as if it always belonged there. These objects are made to be used daily, handled often, trusted completely. That trust removes tension from life. When tools and objects are reliable, the mind relaxes. There is no need to worry as you imagine these calm, dependable items. Your own nervous system responds, loosening, settling, letting go of alertness. Metal objects cool completely before use, allowed to rest, allowed to stabilize. Nothing is rushed into service. This patience carries forward into daily life. People do not fear breakage. They do not fear failure. Everything is made with care and treated with care. This mutual respect between people and objects creates a gentle rhythm, one that supports calm thinking and relaxed movement. That as you listen now, you may notice your thoughts becoming slower, less connected, less demanding. You do not need to follow them. You can let them drift past, like distant sounds barely noticed and easily forgotten. Objects are stored carefully at the end of the day, placed where they belong, returned to familiar spaces. This order feels natural, not imposed. Nothing feels missing. Nothing feels excessive. As evening deepens, these objects rest along with their makers. They do not call for attention. They do not shine brightly. They wait quietly until needed again. This waiting feels peaceful as you rest now. You may feel a sense of completion within yourself, as if the day has closed gently, without unfinished edges. There is nothing left to fix, nothing left to solve. The mind enjoys this sense of closure. The body responds by relaxing further, muscles softening, breathing deepening, awareness drifting. That I in the Indus Valley. Durability brings calm. When things last, there is less urgency, less anxiety, less noise. Life slows naturally. This slowing is contagious as you lie here now. Your body adopts that same pace, slow, steady, unhurried. You may feel a pleasant heaviness spreading from your chest to your arms, to your legs. That heaviness is welcome. That it means the body is letting go. Objects fade from your imagination now, their shapes softening, their presence becoming abstract. Only the feeling remains of stability, of balance, of quiet completion. Sleep is very close. Now, you do not need to invite it. You do not need to reach for it. It arrives on its own, when the body is ready and the mind is quiet enough. And right now, everything is ready. Just continue breathing slowly, allowing thoughts to drift away and letting rest deepen naturally. The quiet work of ancient hands has done its part. Now you can sleep. Stay just as you are, resting, supported, and completely at ease. There is nothing you need to change, nothing you need to fix. Your breathing continues quietly now, slow, steady, almost unnoticeable. With each gentle breath out, your body settles deeper, heavier, and calmer. Now, softly, we return to the spaces between the buildings, the pathways that connect everything, the streets of the Indus Valley. These streets are not accidental. They are shaped with intention, but without pressure. Imagine standing at a quiet intersection wide enough to feel open, yet contained enough to feel safe. The ground beneath you is even firm and smooth. Walking here feels easy. There is no need to watch every step. The streets follow clear lines, not twisting unexpectedly, not narrowing suddenly. This predictability is calming as you imagine walking slowly along one of these streets. Your own breathing remains steady, mirroring the gentle pace. There is space on either side for movement, for pause, for rest. Buildings do not crowd the path. They respect the space. This balance allows air to move freely, carrying away heat and sound. Nothing feels trapped as light shifts through the day. Shadows move slowly across the street, never sharply, never suddenly. The experience of walking here feels meditative. Step, pause, step, pause. The rhythm itself becomes soothing. Drainage channels run quietly along the sides, guiding water away gently, without disruption. Even after rain, the streets remain calm, clear, and usable. There is no chaos and no flooding and no urgency. This reliability removes stress from daily movement. People do not rush through these streets. They move with purpose, but without pressure. Encounters are brief, soft, and unforced. Voices remain low. Footsteps remain gentle. The streets absorb sound, rather than amplify it. As you rest now, you may notice your awareness drifting away from detail and toward sensation. That is exactly right. You do not need to visualize clearly. You can simply feel the calm structure, the balance, the sense of order. Streets guide movement naturally, without signs, without commands. You always seem to know where to go. This clarity is reassuring as the day warms. brick surfaces release stored coolness, keeping the street comfortable, even under the sun. Later, as evening approaches, they release warmth slowly, making the transition gentle. Nothing changes abruptly. The streets support the body's natural rhythm as you imagine this quiet walk continuing. Your body sinks deeper into rest, your muscles soften. Further, your breathing slows again. There is no destination you need to reach. You can keep walking or stop or sit quietly by a wall. Everything feels allowed. This freedom without chaos is calming. The streets exist to support life, not to control it. As night approaches, lamps appear softly, marking paths without overwhelming the darkness. The streets remain visible, but quiet. Movement slows naturally. The city prepares for rest as you remain here, walking or standing. It no longer matters. Your body responds to the environment, relaxing, releasing, settling. Soon, we will follow these streets into quieter corners, spaces designed for pause and stillness. But for now, you can simply remain here, supported by the calm design, and allow sleep to drift closer. Slowly, naturally, without effort. Just rest and breathe. Remain just as you are, comfortable, heavy, and calm. There is no need to move and no need to listen closely. Your body already knows how to rest, and your breathing continues quietly, slow, steady, natural. Now gently, we move away from the main streets, not suddenly, but gradually, into the quieter corners of the Indus Valley cities. These are not hidden places. They are simply softer spaces where movement slows and sound fades on its own. Imagine turning down a smaller path. The ground still smooth, still even, but the space feeling more enclosed, more personal. The walls here are closer, offering shade and a sense of protection. Light filters in gently, never bright, never sharp. These corners are designed for pause. You might imagine stopping here for a moment. Not because you are tired, but because the space invites stillness. Courtyards open quietly between buildings. Simple, balanced, and calm. They are not large. They are not impressive. They exist to let air move slowly, to let light arrive softly, and to give the body a place to rest. As you imagine standing in one of these courtyards, you may feel a sense of calm spreading, without effort, without intention. The ground beneath you feels cool. The air feels steady. Nothing demands attention. There is no center here, and no focus point. The space allows the mind to drift naturally. These courtyards hold the quiet moments of the day, brief pauses, small rests that accumulate into deep calm. People pass through them slowly, or remain for a while without purpose, without expectation. Time behaves differently here. It stretches gently, losing its urgency, becoming soft around the edges. As you listen now, you may notice that thoughts arrive more slowly or not at all. That is exactly right. You do not need to think. The city does not push you forward here. It allows you to stop. Walls absorb sound. Movement becomes minimal. Even your own presence feels lighter, as if you are barely touching the space. As evening approaches, these courtyards grow quieter still. Light fades gently, sliding along brick surfaces and then disappearing. The air cools slowly, inviting the body to relax further. You may imagine sitting or lying down, resting without intention. There is nothing to wait for, nothing to prepare. These spaces are designed to hold rest without effort. As night settles fully, the courtyards remain quiet, protected, unchanging. They do not need light to exist. They do not need activity. They are complete in stillness. As you remain here now, your body mirrors that completeness. Muscles soft, breath deep, awareness drifting away. You may feel a gentle heaviness spreading from your chest to your arms to your legs. That heaviness is welcomed. It is the body's way of letting go. Corners and courtyards fade into sensation now. their shapes dissolving, their presence becoming abstract. Only the feeling remains of being held, of being supported, of being allowed to rest. Sleep is very close now. You do not need to follow these words anymore. You do not need to imagine clearly. You can allow everything to soften, to blur, to fade. The city rests. The streets are quiet. The courtyards hold stillness. And you are already drifting, already letting go, already resting deeply. Just breathe, slowly, naturally, and allow sleep to take over gently, peacefully, without effort. Stay just as you are, comfortable, supported, and calm. There is no need to move your body and no need to adjust your breathing. It is already slow, already steady, already carrying you gently toward rest. Now, softly, we return once more to water, not as a destination, but as a quiet presence woven through everyday life in the Indus Valley. Water here is not dramatic. It does not rush. It does not demand attention. It simply moves, slowly, reliably, through the city. Imagine narrow channels running alongside streets, carefully shaped, precisely placed, guiding water where it needs to go. The sound is barely noticeable, a faint movement, soft and calming. These channels are always there. They do not change from day to day. This consistency feels reassuring as you imagine this gentle flow. Your own breathing seems to follow it, steady. Even without interruption, water enters homes quietly, never flooding, never overwhelming. It arrives when needed and leaves just as gently. There is no struggle, no force. This ease removes tension from daily life. People do not worry about water here. They trust it. They know it will come, and they know it will go. That trust allows the mind to rest as you listen now. Your thoughts may feel less urgent, less demanding, as if they too are flowing away, guided gently out of awareness. Water is used carefully with intention, but without anxiety. Hands pour it slowly, containers are filled calmly, nothing spills. Nothing is wasted. This respect for flow creates balance. You might imagine standing near one of these channels, watching water pass by, reflecting light softly, moving without hurry. The sight itself is calming. The movement never changes suddenly. It remains predictable, smooth, and continuous as the day progresses. Water continues its quiet work, cooling surfaces, clearing paths, supporting life without being noticed. Its presence is felt more than seen as evening approaches. The flow remains unchanged, steady. The city grows quieter, but water does not stop. It continues, softly, patiently, through the night. This constancy feels comforting. Something continues even as everything else rests. As you rest now, your body may feel held by that same sense of continuity. Safe, supported, unchanging. You do not need to remain alert. Water does not ask you to watch. It simply flows. You can allow your awareness to drift, floating lightly without destination, without effort. In the Indus Valley, this quiet movement of water shapes behavior and mood. Life aligns with flow, rather than resisting it. There is no need to hurry, because everything arrives in time. As you imagine this rhythm, your muscles soften further, your jaw loosens, your shoulders release. The body understands flow instinctively. Water carries away heat, dust, and sound. It also carries away tension, if you allow it to. You may imagine worries dissolving gently, sliding away, without resistance, without force. They do not need to be pushed away. They simply move on as night deepens. Water reflects faint light from the moon, from distant lamps, creating soft patterns, never sharp, never bright. These reflections fade as the water moves. Nothing stays fixed. This gentle impermanence is calming as you remain here now, listening, resting, drifting. The idea of water becomes less visual, more felt, at a sense of smooth movement, of continuity, of quiet support. You may feel sleep drawing closer now, not suddenly, but gradually, as naturally as water finding its path. There is nothing you need to do to help it. Just continue breathing, slowly, evenly, and allow yourself to be carried softly into rest. Remain exactly as you are, comfortable, heavy, and calm. There is no need to move and no need to focus. Your breathing continues on its own now, slow, steady, almost invisible, now gently. We allow night to settle fully over the Indus Valley, and we remain with the water as it continues its quiet journey through the sleeping city at night. The city becomes very still, voices fade, footsteps disappear. Movement slows to almost nothing, but the water remains. It flows quietly through channels, beneath walkways, along walls, and past resting homes. You might imagine standing still, listening carefully, and just barely noticing its sound. Not a splash, not a rush, only a soft presence. A gentle reminder that something continues, even as everything else rests. This continuity is deeply calming. It tells the body that it is safe to let go. As you listen now, your own awareness may drift toward that sound, not focusing on it, just sensing it as a steady background. The mind relaxes when it knows something is constant. Water does not change its pace at night. It does not hurry. It does not stop. It continues exactly as it did during the day. This predictability removes the need for vigilance. Nothing unexpected will happen as you imagine water moving quietly through darkness. You may feel your muscles soften further, your breath slow even more. The body understands night instinctively. Cool air settles across the city. Brick walls release stored warmth slowly, just enough to keep the night comfortable. Water carries that balance. Forward, cooling where needed, clearing where necessary, without drawing attention. Homes remain quiet. Inside, people sleep deeply, trusting the city, trusting the flow, trusting the night. As you rest now, you may feel that same trust growing within you. A sense that everything is handled, that nothing needs your attention. Thoughts that once felt important begin to lose their shape. They arrive slowly and leave even more slowly until they no longer hold meaning. That is perfectly natural. Water reflects faint moonlight as it moves, creating soft, shifting patterns that disappear as soon as they form. Nothing lingers. This gentle movement encourages the mind to release, to stop holding, to stop organizing. You do not need to think. You do not need to remember. The city does that for you. As the night deepens further, the flow becomes almost imperceptible. Yet it is still there, steady, unchanging. This quiet presence becomes a lullaby, not heard clearly, but felt, like a vibration beneath awareness. As you listen now, you may feel yourself drifting, floating just above sleep, or sinking gently into it. Both are fine. There is no correct way to rest. Water does not judge its own movement. It simply flows. You can allow yourself the same freedom. Breathing remains slow, even, effortless. Your body feels heavy, supported, secure. The surface beneath you holds you completely. There is no need to adjust. In the Indus Valley, night is not something to endure. It is something to trust. Darkness is not empty. It is full of quiet, continuity, and that continuity is with you now as water moves quietly through the city. Your awareness begins to fade, edges softening, details dissolving, words become less distinct, images blur. Only rest remains. Sleep arrives without announcement, without effort, without resistance. Just as water finds its path, you find sleep, gently, naturally, and completely. Stay exactly as you are, comfortable, supported, and at ease. There is nothing you need to adjust, nothing you need to follow closely. Your breathing is already slow, already steady, already guiding you gently toward rest. Now, softly, we turn our attention to a quieter aspect of life in the Indus Valley, something rarely seen, rarely noticed, yet always present: storage. Not dramatic, not impressive, simply calm preparation, woven into everyday life. Imagine stepping into a cool interior space, away from the street, away from movement, away from sound. The air here feels different, still, stable, unchanging. Large containers rest quietly against brick walls, their surfaces smooth, their shapes familiar. They are not decorated. They do not demand attention. They exist to hold and to wait. These spaces are designed for patience. Grain, tools, objects meant for later use, are placed carefully, measured calmly, and sealed without urgency. Nothing is piled hastily. Nothing feels temporary. Everything has its place. This sense of order feels deeply reassuring as you imagine these quiet storage rooms. Your own body responds, loosening, settling, feeling supported by structure. There is no fear of shortage here, and no anxiety about tomorrow. Preparation removes urgency from life. When things are stored calmly, the mind can rest. People return to these spaces regularly, not to check, not to worry, but simply to retrieve what is needed. Movements are slow. Gestures are minimal. There is no rush that as you listen now, you may notice your thoughts becoming more distant, less attached, less demanding. That is exactly right. The mind relaxes when it senses readiness. Storage spaces in the Indus Valley are cool by design: thick walls, limited openings, stable temperature. These conditions preserve not only materials, but calm. The air does not shift suddenly. Light remains soft. Time seems to move differently here as the day passes outside. These rooms remain unchanged, quiet, protected, and steady. You might imagine standing still for a moment, feeling the coolness around you, listening to the absence of sound. Silence here is not empty. It is full of reassurance. Everything needed has been considered and gently put away as evening approaches. Nothing changes in these spaces. They do not react to light. They do not respond to noise. They remain constant. This constancy allows the rest of the city to relax. People know that what is needed is already waiting. As you rest now, your body may feel a similar sense of preparedness, as if nothing more is required of you. There is nothing to remember, nothing to plan. Everything has already been handled. You may feel a pleasant heaviness spreading through your chest, your arms, your legs. That heaviness is welcomed. It is the body's response to safety. In the Indus Valley, quiet storage supports calm living. Life does not need to be frantic when tomorrow is already considered. This wisdom is simple and deeply soothing. As you remain here now, imagining these still spaces, your awareness begins to soften further, details fading, edges blurring. The idea of storage becomes less visual, more emotional, a sense of being held and prepared for. Sleep draws closer, not suddenly, but gradually, as naturally as a door closing quietly at night. There is nothing left to do, just continue breathing, slowly, evenly, and allow rest to deepen, supported by calm order, quiet preparation, and gentle stillness. Remain exactly where you are, resting, supported, and calm. There is nothing you need to do now, nothing you need to remember. Your breathing continues slowly, quietly, almost without awareness. Now gently, we stay with the feeling created by those quiet storage spaces, the sense that everything needed already exists, and nothing must be chased. In the Indus Valley, abundance does not announce itself. It does not arrive loudly. It does not rush. It is felt quietly, through readiness, through balance, through calm preparation. Imagine the knowledge that supplies are available, that food is stored, that tools are ready, that nothing essential is missing. This knowledge removes tension from the body. People do not move through the day with urgency. They do not act out of fear. They trust what has been prepared as you imagine this trust. Your own body responds, muscles releasing, breath deepening, awareness drifting further inward. Abundance here is not excess. It is sufficiency. Enough and no more. This balance feels soothing. Nothing feels overwhelming. Nothing feels scarce. Containers are opened only when needed and closed again carefully, without haste. This slow interaction with stored goods creates a steady rhythm in daily life as the day unfolds. There is no anxiety about running out of time or resources or energy. Everything unfolds at a measured pace as you listen now. You may notice that the idea of time itself is becoming less sharp, less important. That is exactly right. Time does not need your attention. Right now. In the Indus Valley, planning for the future does not steal peace from the present. It creates it. Because tomorrow is considered, today can remain calm. As evening approaches, people move gently toward rest, knowing that what they will need later is already waiting. This allows the mind to release. There is no list to review. No problem to solve. The body understands this sense of completion. You may feel a soft heaviness spreading, not uncomfortable, but deeply relaxing, as if the body is settling into a safe place. That heaviness is welcomed. It means the nervous system is letting go. Night arrives quietly. The city slows, lights dim, movement fades, storage spaces remain unchanged. Holding quietly, waiting patiently without concern. They do not require attention. They simply exist. This quiet existence supports deep rest as you remain here now. Your awareness may feel distant, as if it is floating, untethered, and free. Thoughts appear less frequently, and when they do, they pass easily without pulling you along. You do not need to hold on to them. Abundance without urgency creates sleep naturally. The body feels safe. The mind feels unburdened. Nothing presses forward as this ancient rhythm settles around you. Sleep draws very close now, hovering gently, waiting patiently. You do not need to invite it. It arrives on its own. When everything feels complete, just continue breathing, slowly, deeply, evenly. Allow the calm preparation of this ancient world to carry you fully into rest. Nothing is missing. Nothing is required. You are ready. And sleep comes softly, naturally, and without effort. Stay exactly as you are, comfortable, supported, and deeply at ease. There is nothing you need to change, nothing you need to focus on. Your breathing is already slow, already steady, already guiding you gently toward rest. Now, softly, we turn our attention to the spaces that belong to everyone. Not owned, not controlled, but quietly shared in the Indus Valley. Community does not announce itself loudly. It exists in calm cooperation, in shared paths, shared water, shared silence. Imagine wide open areas within. The city, not busy, not crowded, but gently present. These spaces are designed to be passed through, to be paused within, or simply to exist, without expectation, and no one claims them, and no one competes for them. They belong to the rhythm of the city itself. As you imagine standing in one of these shared spaces, you may feel a sense of ease, as if there is no need to perform, no need to defend your place. Everyone understands the flow. Movement here is natural. People adjust to one another without instruction, without conflict. Paths cross gently, then separate again without friction. This quiet cooperation removes tension from daily life as you rest now. Your own body may respond to this sense of shared calm, muscles releasing, breath deepening, awareness softening. No one rushes another. No one pushes forward. Space is respected instinctively. Water sources are approached calmly, used carefully and left clean, without supervision. This trust feels deeply reassuring. You may imagine people waiting patiently, not because they must, but because there is no reason not to. Time does not press here as light shifts across these shared areas. Shadows move slowly, and activity remains balanced. Nothing becomes overwhelming. These spaces absorb energy. Rather than amplify it, sound does not echo sharply. Movement does not feel crowded. The city breathes evenly as you listen now. Your thoughts may begin to feel distant, less urgent, less connected. That is exactly right. You do not need to analyze anything. The sense of cooperation is enough. In the Indus Valley, shared responsibility creates peace. When everyone participates gently, no one carries too much weight. This balance allows the mind to rest as evening approaches. These shared spaces grow quieter, not because people leave suddenly, but because activity fades naturally. The space remains unchanged, waiting calmly, without demand. You might imagine sitting quietly, or standing still, or simply passing through without leaving a trace. There is no pressure to stay, pressure to go. Everything feels optional. This freedom without chaos feels deeply calming as you remain here now. Your body may feel heavier, more settled, more supported. Breathing remains slow, even effortless. Shared spaces dissolve gently into feeling now, no longer needing clear shape, only a sense of openness and trust. Sleep draws closer, quietly, patiently, without effort. Soon, we will explore how this cooperation extends into daily rhythms and quiet agreements that shape the life of the city. But for now, you can remain here, resting within shared calm, allowing the body to soften and the mind to drift naturally towards sleep. Just breathe slowly and let go. Remain exactly as you are, resting, supported, and calm. There is nothing you need to hold in your mind now. Nothing you need to follow carefully. Your breathing continues quietly, slow, steady, almost unnoticed. Now gently, we stay with the feeling of cooperation and allow it to deepen, to reveal something even quieter beneath it. In the Indus Valley, order does not come from command. It does not arrive through force or loud instruction or constant supervision. It exists naturally, through balance. Imagine a city where people understand the rhythm, not because they are told, but because it feels right. Movement aligns on its own. Behavior settles naturally. There is no visible authority guiding every action, and no constant reminder of rules. Yet everything flows. This absence of pressure creates deep calm. As you imagine this environment, your own body responds instinctively, releasing tension, softening further, letting go of the need to stay alert. Balance here is quiet. It lives in shared habits, familiar paths, and unspoken understanding. People know when to pause. They know when to move. They adjust without friction. This subtle coordination feels reassuring. As you rest now, you may feel your thoughts drifting, loosening their structure, losing their urgency. That is exactly right. The mind does not need to organize everything. Life here does not feel fragile. It does not require constant control. Structures support behavior. Design guides movement. The city itself encourages calm. Water flows where it should. Streets lead gently. Spaces invite pause. Nothing needs to be enforced. This self-regulating environment reduces stress, not only for the body, but for the mind. As the day progresses, there is no fear of disorder. Small disruptions settle on their own without escalation, without attention. Balance restores itself naturally as evening approaches. This sense of equilibrium deepens, movement slows. Voices soften. The city exhales. As you listen now, your breathing may mirror this exhale. Slower, deeper, more relaxed. There is nothing to manage, nothing to oversee. You can release responsibility completely. In the Indus Valley, life continues smoothly, even without constant direction. This trust in structure and in people creates peace as you remain here. Imagining this quiet balance, your awareness becomes softer, edges dissolving, details fading. You do not need to visualize clearly. The feeling is enough. A sense of being held by design, by rhythm, by shared understanding. Night arrives quietly once again. The city does not change dramatically. It simply slows. Balance remains as people rest. The structures continue to support. Paths remain clear. Water continues to flow. Nothing collapses. Nothing demands attention. This stability invites deep sleep as you lie here now. Your body feels heavy, secure, completely supported. Thoughts fade naturally. There is nothing left to resolve. Just as this ancient city trusts its balance, you can trust your body and your breath to carry you into rest. Sleep draws close without urgency, without effort. You do not need to invite it arrives, because everything is already in place. Just breathe, slowly, evenly, and allow yourself to drift into stillness, into calm, into sleep. Stay exactly as you are, comfortable, supported, and calm. There is nothing you need to adjust, nothing you need to think through. Your breathing is already slow, already even, already guiding you gently toward deeper rest. Now, softly, we turn our attention back to the homes of the Indus Valley, not as structures to examine, but as places designed for quiet living. These homes do not compete with one another. They do not try to stand out. They exist side by side, balanced, consistent, and calm. Imagine approaching one of these homes slowly, along a familiar street, the brick walls steady, unchanging, reliable. The entrance is simple. It does not announce itself. It welcomes quietly as you step inside. The outside world softens immediately. Sound fades. Light changes. The air feels cooler, more still, more protected. These homes are built inward, centered around calm spaces, rather than outward displays. This design draws attention away from noise and toward rest as you imagine standing inside your body. Responds, muscles loosening, breathing deepening, awareness drifting inward. Rooms are arranged thoughtfully, each serving a quiet purpose without excess. Nothing feels crowded, nothing feels empty. Everything feels just enough. Walls are thick, absorbing sound, holding temperature, creating a sense of security. This solidity is deeply reassuring. The home does not shift or creak. It feels grounded as the day moves outside. Activity passes by, voices come and go, but inside, the calm remains. This separation allows true rest. You might imagine sitting quietly or lying down within one of these rooms, feeling held by structure, supported by design. There is no need to stay alert. The home does that for you. Light enters gently, filtered, never harsh. Shadows move slowly across walls, marking time without pressure. The body recognizes this environment as safe as you rest now. You may feel a soft heaviness spreading through your chest, your arms, your legs. That heaviness is welcome. It means the body is letting go. These homes do not change dramatically from day to night. They transition slowly, holding warmth, releasing coolness, guiding the body gently toward rest. As evening approaches, movement inside slows naturally. Sounds soften further, voices lower. Nothing interrupts the calm. The home becomes quieter, without becoming emptied. It holds presence. Even in stillness, as you listen now, your thoughts may become distant, less organized, less demanding. That is exactly right. You do not need to think clearly. The design of these homes supports quiet minds. They are built not only for shelter, but for balance, for rest, for long, steady lives as night settles fully. The home remains constant, unchanging, protective outside, The city rests. Inside, sleep becomes easy as you remain here now, imagining this calm interior. Your awareness softens further, edges blur, details fade, sleep draws close, quietly, patiently, without effort. Soon, we will move deeper into these homes, toward the private rhythms of night and the quiet, moments before sleep fully arrives. But for now, you can simply remain, resting, breathing slowly, and allowing calm to deepen naturally. Just let go and rest. Remain exactly as you are, comfortable, heavy, and completely at ease. There is nothing you need to do now, nothing you need to remember. Your breathing continues softly, slow, even, and natural, now gently. We move deeper into the home, away from entrances, away from movement, into the most private spaces, where night is fully welcomed. These rooms are not large. They do not need to be. They are designed to hold rest, not activity. The air here feels still, protected. Unchanging sound barely enters, even your own. Presence feels quiet. You might imagine lying down, supported by simple surfaces, your body aligned, your breath slow, your awareness drifting inward. The walls around you feel solid, reliable, unchallenged by time. They do not shift. They do not respond to outside noise. They simply remain. This constancy is deeply calming as night deepens outside. The interior grows darker, but never uncomfortable. Light fades gradually, allowing the eyes to relax, allowing the mind to release. There is no sudden darkness, only a soft closing of the day. These private rooms are free of excess. Nothing distracts, nothing stimulates. There is only what is needed and nothing more. This simplicity allows deep rest as you imagine resting here. Your body mirrors the space, muscles softening, jaw relaxing, breath slowing further. You do not need to hold yourself awake. The room does that for you. Temperature remains steady. The air feels balanced. Nothing pulls you back toward alertness. Outside, the city grows silent. Inside, the home holds stillness. This separation allows the body to release fully. Thoughts begin to lose their shape now, appearing less often and fading more quickly. You do not need to follow them. They are no longer important as the night continues. The room does not change, IT does not react, IT does not demand, IT simply holds. This holding is gentle and complete. You may feel a pleasant heaviness spreading through your shoulders, your arms, your legs. That heaviness is welcome. It is the body's signal that it is safe to sleep. In the Indus Valley, these private rooms supported generations of deep rest, night after night. The same calm, the same stillness, the same quiet protection. This repetition trained the body to trust night, and your body understands this instinctively. That as you remain here now, your awareness softens further, edges dissolving, details fading, words become distant, images blur. Only the sensation of rest remains. Sleep is no longer approaching. It is already here, settling gently, without announcement, without effort. There is nothing left to imagine, nothing left to do, just breathing, slow, steady, and easy. The private room holds you. The night surrounds you. The body rests, and sleep deepens, naturally, peacefully, and completely. Stay exactly as you are, comfortable, supported, and calm. There is nothing you need to change, nothing you need to prepare. Your breathing is already slow, already steady, already guiding you gently toward deeper rest. Now softly, we return to the rhythm of an ordinary day in the Indus Valley. Not a special day, not a memorable one, just a normal day, moving without pressure. In this ancient world, daily life does not begin with urgency. It unfolds naturally, guided by light, temperature, and habit. Imagine the city waking slowly, not all at once, but in small, quiet moments, a door opens gently, water is poured carefully, footsteps touch the ground softly. Nothing feels rushed. This lack of pressure shapes the entire day. People move with awareness, but without tension. Tasks are familiar, repeated, and predictable. This familiarity allows the mind to remain calm as you imagine these gentle routines. Your own body responds, muscles loosening, breathing deepening, awareness drifting further inward. Work does not dominate the day that it fits into it. Actions follow one another smoothly, with pauses naturally woven between them. There is time to stop, time to sit, time to simply exist. This balance feels deeply reassuring. The city supports these rhythms quietly. Paths are clear, water flows steadily. Spaces allow pause. Nothing interrupts the flow. As the sun moves higher, activity increases slightly, but never becomes overwhelming. Sounds remain low. Movement remains measured. Even at its busiest, the city does not feel crowded. As you listen now, your thoughts may feel less structured, less demanding, as if they too are settling into rhythm. That is exactly right. The mind relaxes when life feels predictable. In the Indus Valley, there is no constant need to react. Most things are expected. This expectation reduces stress and preserves energy as midday passes. The pace softens again. Heat encourages stillness. Shade invites rest. People adjust naturally, without instruction, without pressure. This responsiveness to environment feels calming. The body knows when to move and when to pause. As afternoon unfolds, activity resumes gently. Never hurried, never forced, tasks are completed without strain. Nothing feels unfinished as you rest now. You may feel a sense of completeness, as if the day itself is holding you, carrying you forward without effort. This sense of being carried is deeply soothing. As evening approaches, daily rhythms slow once more. Movement decreases, voices soften. The city prepares for rest, without announcement, without urgency. You may imagine returning home slowly, following familiar paths, your body already relaxing, anticipating rest. This anticipation is calm, not excited, not restless. It is simply readiness. As you listen now, your awareness may drift further away from the words, allowing them to blend together, forming a soft background. You do not need to follow closely. The rhythm is doing the work. Daily life in the Indus Valley flows without pressure, without rush, without demand. And as you rest here now, your body mirrors that flow, settling, slowing, letting go. Sleep draws closer, quietly, patiently, without effort. Soon, we will move into the quieter hours of night once more, when daily rhythms fade completely and rest becomes deep and complete. But for now, you can remain here, breathing slowly, resting fully, and allowing calm to deepen naturally. Just let go and rest. Remain exactly where you are, comfortable, supported, and calm. There is nothing you need to respond to, nothing you need to hold on to. Your breathing continues slowly, evenly, quietly, doing all the work for you now softly. We allow this ordinary day in the Indus Valley to begin releasing its grip, not ending abruptly, but dissolving gently, moment by moment. As afternoon fades, the light changes almost without notice. Shadows lengthen slowly, stretching across walls, across paths, across quiet spaces. Nothing signals urgency. The city understands how to slow. Tasks come to natural stopping points. Hands pause. Movement softens. There is no pressure to finish everything. What remains unfinished will wait patiently for another day. This understanding feels deeply comforting as you imagine this slow unwinding. Your own body mirrors it, muscles relaxing further, breath becoming deeper, awareness drifting inward. Evening approaches without ceremony. The air cools slightly, not cold, just balanced. Brick walls release the warmth they have held all day, slowly, gently. As if exhaling, the city exhales too. People move toward rest naturally. Not because they are exhausted, but because the rhythm invites it. Footsteps grow fewer, voices lower, silence spreads. Not suddenly, but evenly, like a soft blanket settling. That as you listen now, you may feel your thoughts thinning, arriving less often, and fading more quickly. That is exactly right. There is nothing left to think through. The day has already done its work. Inside homes, lamps glow, softly, marking presence, not demanding attention. Rooms fill with stillness, bodies settle into familiar positions, supported, safe, unchallenged. Outside, the streets remain clear, quiet, unchanging. Nothing calls out, nothing interrupts. Night does not arrive as an event. It simply becomes. Stars appear slowly, one by one, without brightness, without urgency. The moon rises gently, casting soft light, never harsh, never sharp. As you rest now, you may feel a gentle heaviness spreading from your chest to your arms to your legs. That heaviness is welcome. That means the body is releasing the day completely. The Indus Valley rests the way it always has, calmly, predictably, without struggle. This consistency trains the body to trust rest, night after night. The same gentle ending, the same quiet letting go. Your body understands this instinctively as awareness fades. Details dissolve, images soften, words lose their edges. You do not need to follow anything now. The day has ended, not with effort, but with ease, just as it always does. Breathing remains slow, steady, effortless. The surface beneath you holds you completely. There is nowhere else to be, nothing else to do. The ancient rhythm has carried you here, to this moment where rest is complete and sleep is already present. Allow yourself to drift, gently, naturally, without resistance. The day is gone, the night is calm, and you are already resting deeply. Stay exactly as you are, comfortable, supported, and calm. There is nothing you need to adjust, nothing you need to be aware of. Your breathing continues softly, slow, even, and natural. Now, gently, we remain within the night of the Indus Valley, not focusing on sleep itself, but on the quiet sense of safety that allows sleep to exist. This city does not rest in fear, it rests in trust. Even at night, nothing feels uncertain. Imagine the city fully settled, homes quiet, streets empty, courtyards still. There is no sudden silence, only a deepening calm. Security here is not loud, that it does not announce itself, that it exists through design, through familiarity, through balance. Paths are known. Entrances are predictable, movement is minimal. Nothing unexpected appears as you imagine the stable night environment. Your own body responds instinctively, releasing alertness, softening muscles, allowing rest to deepen. There is no sense of threat and no need to remain watchful. The city itself holds awareness, so the body does not have to. Walls are thick, doors are simple, openings are measured. Nothing feels exposed as air moves gently through the streets. It carries no disturbance, only coolness, only stillness. Night sounds are few and familiar. A distant movement, a soft shift, then silence again. Nothing pulls attention sharply as you listen now. Your thoughts may feel distant, as if they are occurring somewhere else, far from where you are resting. That is exactly right. You do not need to stay alert. In the Indus Valley, night security is collective, not individual. The city supports itself. This shared stability removes fear from the dark as the night continues. Time loses its structure. There is no sense of hours passing, only the presence of rest. The city does not change suddenly at night. It remains consistent, predictable, unchanging. This consistency trains the body to relax completely as you rest now. Your breathing slows further. Your body grows heavier, more settled, more secure. You may feel a gentle warmth or a pleasant coolness, both equally comforting. Either sensation is fine. The mind does not need to choose. There is no responsibility placed on you. Nothing requires attention. The city is calm, and it will remain calm. Whether you are awake or asleep, as awareness fades, details soften, streets dissolve into feeling, walls become presence. Only safety remains. Sleep draws closer, not as an event, but as a continuation of this deep security. You do not need to notice when it happens. Just continue breathing, slowly, naturally, and allow the night to carry you gently into rest. Remain exactly as you are, comfortable, heavy, and at ease. There is nothing you need to watch for, nothing you need to listen closely to. Your breathing continues slowly, evenly, quietly, now gently. We stay with the darkness itself, not as absence, but as something calm, familiar, and safe. In the Indus Valley, darkness does not signal danger, it signals rest. Night arrives the same way, every time, predictable, unchanging. This repetition builds trust that as you imagine the city fully wrapped in night, your body understands that nothing is required of it. There is no reason to remain alert. Darkness here is soft, that it blurs edges, that it reduces detail, that it quiets the mind as you rest now. You may notice that images in your mind become less clear, less defined, and that is exactly right. The mind does not need clarity anymore. Houses sit quietly, holding warmth, holding breath, holding sleep. Streets remain empty, not abandoned, but complete. Nothing is missing. Air moves gently through the city. It does not carry uncertainty, only familiarity. Every sound is expected. Every silence is normal. This predictability removes fear that as you listen now, your awareness may drift further away, as if it is sinking, slowly, comfortably, into rest. There is no effort in this movement, that it happens naturally, that in the Indus Valley, night after night, darkness teaches the body that rest is safe. And your body remembers this lesson as muscles release fully. The jaw softens, the shoulders sink, the chest rises and falls easily. Breathing becomes deeper, slower, more automatic. You are no longer guiding it. The body knows what to do. Thoughts appear less often now, and when they do, they drift away before forming completely. You do not need to hold on to them. Darkness makes holding unnecessary. As time continues, or perhaps stops, it becomes irrelevant. There is only the feeling of being supported by night, by stillness, by safety. Sleep is no longer approaching. It is already here. You may not notice the exact moment when waking awareness fades. That moment does not need your attention. Just allow yourself to remain here, floating, sinking, resting. The dark is gentle. The city is calm. The body is ready, and sleep deepens naturally, without effort, without thought. Stay exactly as you are, comfortable, supported, and calm. There is nothing you need to notice, nothing you need to follow closely. Your breathing continues quietly, slow, even, and steady, now gently. We turn our attention to something that moves through the night, without sound, without effort, without attention. Water. In the Indus Valley, water never sleeps, but it never disturbs, even at night. It flows calmly, predictably, and silently. Imagine the city resting, homes still, streets empty, and beneath it all, water continuing its gentle path. Channels remain clear, drains remain open. Nothing overflows, nothing stagnates. This quiet movement creates deep reassurance as you imagine this hidden flow. Your body responds instinctively, muscles loosening, breath deepening. awareness drifting further inward. Water here does not rush. IT does not resist. IT follows the paths designed for it, guided gently, without force. This cooperation between structure and movement creates calm. As you rest now, you may feel a similar flow inside your own body, breath moving in and out, circulation steady, without effort. You do not need to guide it, just as water trusts its channels. Your body trusts its rhythm that it night. The sound of water is barely noticeable, that a faint movement, then silence again. Nothing pulls attention sharply. This subtle presence supports sleep. And the Indus Valley, water management was not loud engineering, that IT was quiet intelligence, that IT worked best when unnoticed. That as you imagine this silent system, your mind relaxes. Further, letting go of the need to monitor or control. Nothing needs correction. Everything is already flowing correctly. That as darkness deepens, water continues to move, unaffected, unchanged, that it does not care whether anyone is awake. This independence feels soothing. The city can sleep because water does not require attention. As you listen now, your thoughts may begin to feel fluid, less fixed, less sharp. They drift, then dissolve. That is exactly right. Water softens the edges of awareness. That IT washes away tension without effort, without intention. As the night progresses, this gentle flow continues beneath streets, beside walls, through unseen paths. Everything remains balanced, and no sudden sound, and no interruption. Just steady movement, supporting rest. As you remain here now, your body feels heavier, more settled, more grounded. Breathing remains slow, deep, and automatic. The presence of water does not demand attention. That IT simply exists, and that is enough. Soon, we will move deeper into how this quiet flow shapes morning calm and gentle waking. But for now, you can remain here, floating gently, supported by silence, and carried by slow, unseen movement. Just breathe and let go. Remain exactly where you are, comfortable, supported, and deeply still. There is nothing you need to anticipate, nothing you need to prepare for. Your breathing continues on its own, slow, even, unnoticed. Now gently, we stay with the final hours of night, that quiet space before dawn, when nothing has begun, and nothing needs to end. In the Indus Valley, this moment is sacred, not marked by sound, not announced by movement, but felt through stillness. The city is asleep, completely, not resting lightly, but deeply, confidently, without interruption. There are no early stirrings and no sudden awakenings. The night holds everything steady. Imagine the streets exactly as they were hours ago, unchanged, untouched, perfectly still. Walls remain cool, air remains balanced. Nothing shifts as you imagine this unmoving calm. Your body responds by releasing even deeper layers of tension, muscles softening, breath lengthening, awareness drifting further away. This is the deepest part of night. Time feels suspended here. Minutes do not pass clearly. Hours lose their meaning. There is only rest that I end these moments. Even water seems to pause, its movement so gentle, so quiet, that it blends completely into silence. Nothing calls attention. Nothing demands awareness. As you listen now, your thoughts may appear only as fragments, half-formed, then gone. You do not need to follow them. They belong to waking, and waking is far away. The city exists in perfect balance, not moving forward, not slipping backward, just resting. This balance is deeply reassuring. That as you rest now, you may feel as if you are sinking, not falling, but settling into something soft and endless. The surface beneath you holds you completely. There is no edge and no boundary, just support before dawn. There is no expectation of morning. The night does not hurry itself. It completes its work fully. In the Indus Valley, this deep night taught the body that rest does not need to be brief. It can be complete. and your body understands this instinctively. Breathing becomes slower still, almost imperceptible, yet steady and strong. The heart rests. The mind no longer forms stories. Awareness thins, like mist, dissolving into the dark. You are not waiting for sleep now. You are already inside it. The city remains still. The night remains calm, and nothing stirs. Not yet. And there is no need for it to. Just remain. Floating, resting, deep, and safe. Stay exactly as you are. Comfortable, supported, and deeply relaxed. There is nothing you need to prepare for. Nothing you need to respond to. Your breathing continues quietly, slow, even, and effortless. Now gently. We move into the moment when night begins to soften. Not ending suddenly, not breaking apart, but slowly releasing its hold in the Indus Valley. Morning does not arrive with urgency. It does not interrupt sleep. It does not demand attention. It begins as a subtle change, almost unnoticed. Before the sun appears, before light reaches the streets, the city remains still. Nothing stirs yet. Imagine the sky just beginning to lighten. Not bright, not colorful, just slightly less dark. This shift is so gentle that the body does not react. It continues resting as you imagine this first hint of light. Your own body remains heavy, settled, secure. There is no reason to wake. Morning here respects sleep. Homes remain closed. Rooms remain quiet. The night does not end abruptly. As light slowly changes outside. Interiors remain dim, protected, unchanged. Walls hold darkness a little longer, allowing rest to complete itself. This design honors the body's rhythm. As you rest now, you may notice that awareness stays deep, even as light begins to exist somewhere far away. That is exactly right. You do not need to follow the morning. It will wait in the Indus Valley. Light is allowed to arrive gradually, so that waking never feels forced. Shadows soften slowly, edges remain blurred. Nothing pulls attention sharply. The city understands that rest is valuable as time moves gently forward. The air shifts almost imperceptibly. Temperature remains balanced. There is no sudden coolness and no sharp warmth. Everything remains even. As you listen now, your breathing remains slow, steady, automatic. The body continues sleeping because nothing disturbs it. This calm transition preserves energy. Morning does not steal from the night. It grows out of it. The sky lightens further. The city remains unchanged. No doors open wide. No footsteps appear. The streets stay empty. This pause between night and day is deeply restorative. As you rest now, your muscles remain loose, your jaw relaxed, your shoulders heavy. The body feels no need to prepare. It trusts the rhythm completely. In the Indus Valley, this gentle arrival of light trained generations to wake calmly, without stress, without sudden alertness, and your body recognizes this instinctively. There is no alarm. No sharp transition. Just a slow increase in light, far outside, unimportant, easy to ignore. As awareness drifts, you may feel suspended between night and morning, not belonging to either. This in-between stadius deeply soothing sleep remains dominant. The city still rests, and so do you. Soon movement will return, slowly, naturally, without pressure, but not yet. For now, the first light exists only as a distant idea, not a signal, not a demand. Just continue breathing slowly, evenly, and allow rest to remain complete. Remain exactly as you are, comfortable, supported, and deeply relaxed. There is no need to open your eyes and no need to adjust your body. Your breathing continues quietly, slow, even, and effortless. Now gently. We stay with this fragile moment when sleep is still complete and morning exists only as a soft presence. Far in the distance, in the Indus Valley, waking does not happen all at once. It arrives slowly, respectfully, without disruption. Even as light grows outside, inside the city, inside the homes. Nothing rushes forward. Sleep is allowed to finish its work. Imagine a room that remains dim. Even as the sky brightens, shadows soften, but do not disappear. The air remains still, balanced, unchanging. This gentle environment allows the body to decide for itself when to wake as you imagine this slow transition. Your own body responds instinctively, remaining heavy, settled, safe. There is no pressure to move. The mind stays quiet in this world. Waking is not an interruption, it is a continuation. Breathing deepens, slightly, not as a signal, but as a natural adjustment. The body stretches internally without movement, without effort. Nothing pulls awareness sharply as you listen now. You may notice thoughts beginning to form very softly without urgency, without clarity. They do not need attention. They will wait in the Indus Valley. The first moments of waking are private, quiet, unobserved. No sound announces the morning. No schedule demands response. The city respects this transition. As light slowly reaches deeper into streets, it touches walls gently, never sharply, never suddenly. Brick absorbs warmth gradually, holding onto the night just a little longer. This slow warming soothes the body as you rest now. You may feel awareness drifting, not fully asleep, not fully awake, but somewhere in between. This state is deeply restorative. There is no need to choose. Movement outside remains minimal, perhaps a distant sound, soft, familiar, then silence again. Nothing demands attention. The city wakes without disturbing its own. Calmed as people begin to stir. They do so gently, slowly, respectfully. Doors open quietly. Water is poured softly. Footsteps remain light and no one rushes. This collective gentleness protects the morning calm as you imagine this environment. Your body mirrors it, maintaining ease, maintaining softness, maintaining rest. Even waking feels like resting here in the Indus Valley. Morning energy builds gradually, never spiking, never overwhelming. This prevents stress before the day even begins. As awareness grows slightly clearer, it does so smoothly, without tension, without resistance. The mind remains quiet, thoughts still feel distant, unimportant, easily ignored. You may notice that the words themselves are becoming softer, less distinct, blending together. That is exactly right. You do not need to follow anything closely now. The transition is complete, whether you notice it or not. Sleep has done its work, rest remains. The city is awake, but calm. The body is aware, but relaxed. There is no sharp line between night and day. Only continuity as you remain here now, floating gently, supported by rhythm, carried by balance. You may find yourself drifting again, or resting quietly in awareness. Either is perfect. Nothing needs to change. The ancient city continues, steady, predictable, peaceful, and you remain safe, supported, and deeply at ease. Just breathe, slowly, evenly, and allow calm to remain.